Hey everybody, it's Chase with AV Pop Culture again, and today we are here to do a 4K review, a first watch for me 4K review of Michael Flanagan's Hush, the latest release from Scream Factory that I got in my hands, and I have now watched twice, and I'm going to let you know all about it. So pop that tape in, I got you, let's go do this. All right, so Hush. Yes, I got the double slipcover edition. I got a couple of posters, so two different posters, two different slipcovers, and this is a big one that a lot of people were waiting on. This one's been held hostage all these years on Netflix, and it is a pretty brisk home invasion story. The first thing I'm going to do is talk about the movie just a little bit because this was my first time seeing it. I think this cover is pretty creepy, pretty cool, but I've got the classic artwork on here. So this movie, and of course, Michael Flanagan has gotten so popular since then, and he's done so many big things, but this is kind of like his opening salvo. Like, this is like the first movie everybody wanted of his that people were like, we got to get that on physical media. And he worked, it looks like he worked with Scream Factory pretty good on this stuff, because this thing is loaded, and we'll get to that in just a minute. But the first thing I want to talk about is the movie itself. I enjoyed it. I did. I am not the biggest home invasion horror movie fan. They don't scare me. They don't make me that tense. I don't know why, they never have. It's stuff like ghosts and demons, like supernatural stuff like that, that I can't fight. Like if you give me the guy in this movie, it's gonna be a shorter movie. Because I'm not gonna. First of all, I wouldn't keep myself out in the middle of the woods unarmed, and I wouldn't let somebody I care about that's deaf, because the woman is, she's handicapped, she's deaf. If you consider that a handicap, I mean, she doesn't have all of her five senses. Um, she can read lips and everything. She's totally capable of living on her own, but it's not very safe out in the middle of nowhere. She says that the closest person is a good ways away. It's her friend. But yeah, I just, it doesn't scare me. So I have to kind of shove that off to the side and then try to put myself in the character's shoes. And I don't know, like it was easier to do that with her, with the main actress here, who I forgot, I just totally blanked on her name. Is it Kate? It's Kate Siegel. Um, it was easier for me to do that with her for some reason. Number one, she's a good actress. Number two, she had like, I don't know, because she wasn't like running around screaming, and there was no one else for her to bounce things off of, because you would have to suspend disbelief at some point that this one guy, who's this killer that's killing for no reason, um, with his crossbow, and then especially once he loses his crossbow, this one guy with a knife would be that big of a threat, especially if there were a couple of people. So you take that away. So there's not a need for that suspension of disbelief. And I don't know, they do a pretty good job of keeping it intense. Now, it's a short runtime because there's no way it could go long. And I think it carries itself well through that. And I enjoyed it. It was the first watch for me, and I ended up watching it twice because there are two versions that we have here, and I'll kind of talk about them, and we'll go into the details. But we have two versions here. The first version is the original, like, theatrical version, and both of these versions are available on 4K. They were both supervised and approved by director Mike Flanagan, and the first one is the original theatrical cut with all the music, color, everything like you've seen before. And then the second one probably more fitting with this cover, it is the Shush cut. And it's also 4K, also supervised and approved by Mike Flanagan. It was really his idea. There's an intro on there to it, but it has an audio commentary. The difference is it's all in black and white. And it doesn't have score music through most of it. Like at some point it comes in and there are background sound effects. Like you put yourself, the idea is to put yourself in what she's feeling, and she's deaf. So she hears her heart beating or like feels her heart beating faster. And we get that through like bass, like in the audio, but there is like a lot of silence. So like when there are loud sounds, they're very jarring because she doesn't hear them, but you hear them. And there's no music, there's no crescendos, there's no, just no music cues to give you an idea that anything's about to happen. It's just blam out of nowhere. And that's startling, but I found myself after a few minutes really missing the music. Now, I'm somebody that scores movies, so when I'm editing, and if you ever watch scenes most of the time without music and then with music, and then you try to go back to watch them without music, it's not good. And maybe if you saw the Shush cut first, but once you see it with the music, it just feels like something's missing. And you don't, it's like, sometimes it's like cheese on a sandwich. You don't notice it until it's not there, because it just adds a flavor that you're used to. And that's what good score music can do. Now, the best score music will uplift you and transcend just the movie and just become synonymous and part of a pop culture and all that kind of stuff. But even at its barest level, score music will elicit response from you. It will lull you in, or it will make you tense or laugh or whatever, and it's just kind of back there. And you may not even notice it. You may not even be paying attention in a lot of scenes in movies that have score music. You may not even be paying attention to them because you're watching the movie, but you are hearing that music. And it's changing the way you feel and interpret that scene. And when it's gone, it's just like something's missing. I mean, then it just becomes somebody walking around their kitchen or their house. And you don't, if there's no POV shot and she's just walking around or just sitting there and you have no music, there's nothing. You throw a little music on there and immediately, without any kind of shots or anything else, you could get the sense that something's wrong and that someone's watching her or something's about to happen. So I'm not the biggest fan of it. That way, I prefer the theatrical cut. And then the black and white of it. Now, my buddy Brian over at The Last Movie Standing, he just did a video. I'm not sure when this will come out, but it's a day or two ago, on black and white movies. And he talked about this trend of being trendy and slapping black and white color grades on movies that were shot to be in color. And that doesn't work. And for me, it didn't work here. And the reason is when you do a movie that you know is going to be black and white, you light different, you dress people differently. There's certain colors that you avoid. You make things where you know there's going to be different variations of gray and black and high contrast, right? And white. So you avoid things like yellow because it doesn't show well. You avoid, in some cases, you avoid like light green, which she's wearing a shirt that's light green. And so it just washes out. There's no contrast there. So it's just slapping a black and white color grade over the top of it. And then the lighting, there's no depth. So you basically just get shades of washed out gray for the most part. Whereas if you watch something that was meant to be in black and white, shot in black and white on film, and then color graded that way, and then you slap a high dynamic range on it and all that kind of stuff, and Dolby Vision, black and white will blow your mind because of the far distance, the range all of the range of shades of white, silver, gray, black, all that stuff from whitest white to blackest black is so big. And then when you get this, you're taking something that's colored and slapping a color correct, just like a color treatment over the top of it. And not to copy what Brian was doing, but you can do it literally in a snap. And now you're in black and white, and then you can take it away. And it's just like a gimmick. It took nothing, just throw black and white on it. And I just don't dig it. But it looks, like as far as the 4K goes from both of these. Now, I don't know how much rewatchability this movie has. That's a tough thing because you know what happens at the end. So then it's going to let all the steam out of the tension. So, but man, I was on my seat, edge of my seat, wanting to know what happens in the movie, the first watch. So, I mean, I'm glad that I have it because I think it's a really good movie, and it's a lesson in lower budget indie filmmaking. But it is loaded with special features. I'm gonna open it up in a minute, and we'll show you the whole inside, but. It's the new 4K restoration from the camera negative. It just says new 4K restoration, doesn't actually say camera negative. It has new audio commentaries on both with Mike Flanagan and actor and co-writer Kate Siegel, and actors Samantha Sloyan and John Gallagher Jr. and Michael Trucco. So basically, everybody that was in it. That's on disc 1. Disc 2 has the same thing, but it has just new audio commentary with just Mike Flanagan and Kate Siegel, and of course the new Shush Cut audio mix there. And then there's a disc 3. So this is a 4-disc set, so it's a big set. There's a disc 3 that has all this on the Blu-ray, and it has the original version and the Shush Cut on one Blu-ray, and it has all those same features on it. And then there is a 4th disc that is all special features that's on a Blu-ray, and it's got a new feature-length picture-in-picture video commentary with Mike Flanagan, Kate Siegel, Samantha Sloyan, John Gallagher Jr., Mike, again, all the actors in the movie, of the original version. So I haven't watched this yet, but that's going to be like where you're watching the movie with them. Picture in picture, they're going to be talking about it, doing a commentary. You can see them talking about it. That's pretty cool. And then it has new separate interviews with each one of them, plus producer and the composer and the director of photography. So it is a loaded set. I'm going to take it off. This is this slip cover. And it has everything on there. All of the special features that I just mentioned are on there. And same thing, you're going to get the same artwork here on the slip. And then you open it up, and you've got all 4 discs here. So that's the, I think that one, this is the original version. It's a short movie. It's tight. It's 82 minutes, and that counts to the end of the credits. The other, so you're getting 2 4Ks here, the Blu-ray, and then there is the extra features disc. It does have reversible artwork, so this is the other side if you want it in black and white. Now, I actually think what I'm going to do here is I'm probably going to go with the black and white artwork. Kind of like that look. I like that a lot. The black and white artwork here. I'm going to go with that. And then I'm going to put the colored slip on it. So now I got both. Because this is a cool slip, but it just has art on the back. It doesn't have all the features and everything. So I feel like this gives you the best of both worlds. You got this slip, and then it slides off and it's black and white. I think that's more indicative of the cuts that you get here, because you get the color and then the Shush cut in black and white. So I think that's a cool way to do it. I like the movie. Now, the 4K itself, I'm going to try to squeeze in a couple of clips on here to show you both the black and white cut. So if I didn't show you the black and white cut before, like I said, it's just really gray, and it's gray. It wasn't meant to be black and white to start with. So it loses a little bit with me, but it is still a crisp, nice 4K. It just wasn't meant to be black and white, or at least it doesn't look like it to me. Something was off. But now with the color one, it's a very nice looking 4K. I can't tell you what this was shot with off the top of my head. I didn't look it up. And to be honest, I didn't pause and go up there and pixel peep for grain that much. But it is a good looking 4K. There's going to be no inconsistencies for you to look at. My guess is if it was shot with film, it was very well lit. And if it was shot on digital, also very well lit and could have been cleaned. But there's parts of it that looks very film. I mean, the whole movie looks very filmic. But there's parts that look like it's on film, and there's parts that I'm not sure if it's not digital or not. So that's actually a tip of a cap, because I can't tell you one way or the other, which is surprising for me, because usually I pick it out pretty well. But I have no idea on this one. Your guess might be as good as mine on it, and I usually know it pretty fast. So I say, from a filming standpoint, it's good. The 4K looks great. The 4K looks great. The colors that are there, I think that's the other thing too. When I watched it in color, the color that was there, because a lot of things dark at night without a lot of lights, but the color that was there popped for the most part off the 4K. And then you just took it away and you had this mushy grayish white haze over everything. It didn't look like true black and white. So, but the 4K, I highly recommend this movie. That's what it comes down to. If you like Home Invasion, to me, a million times better than You're Next. I'm sitting over here, I'm looking at You're Next. I think this is way better. It's way more realistic. I like it better. Way better. I think it's better paced. It's better done. It's just way more realistic. I like this a lot better than You're Next. I actually think I like this better than The Strangers or You're Next. I think it's just really well done. I think it was shot in their own home, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. I did not know a lot about this movie going in at all. It was a blind spot for me. But I really enjoyed it a lot. And I'm not sure how, because now I've watched it twice, and on the second time, I didn't have the same anticipation that I had the first time. Even with a different audio track, it wasn't the same. But so I'm not sure how it'd be on a bunch of different viewings, but I had fun with it, and I think it's a really good 4K. I recommend it. Is it one of the 4Ks of the year from them? No. I don't think so. I don't think it could be any better. Don't get me wrong. I don't think it could be any better. I just think it doesn't lend itself to being a breathtaking, like, oh my gosh, something like Matinee or Killer Clowns or something like that. It doesn't lend itself to that, or even like Night of the Comet. Like, these are some of the best 4Ks I've ever seen. And while this one is great, and I don't think you could make it look any better, I don't think it stands up to like a 4K of the year release, but the movie is very, very good. I really did like the movie a lot, and I gotta admit, my buddy Brian pushed me to. He said this was a really good movie. He got me hyped. I went back and got it, and I'm very glad that I did. I don't think you'll be sorry if you get this. I don't think that $34 for a 4-disc set with 2 4Ks, all these extras, 2 slips, 2 posters, I don't think that's a bad deal. I really don't. So I recommend Hush, and let me know. I'm curious. What do you guys think of it? I really didn't know a whole lot about this one going in. So let me know down in the comments. Did you like Hush? Did you pick up this one? Are you planning to pick it up? let me know. Let Screen Factory know all about it down there. I don't make anything off of it. They don't send me anything for free, but I know that I personally know because I've gotten the emails that they do watch us out here in the YouTube world that talk about this. So that's some of their best feedback is from us, the fans. So let me know down there what you think. Are you thinking about picking it up? If you have, did you like it? Did you like the 4K? Let me know. Let's talk about it. I love talking about it. That's what I'm here for. And if you enjoyed this and that's the kind of thing you enjoy, please like and subscribe. It really does help out the channel. And if you want to help support the channel, you can. I keep links to everything on Amazon in my description, and I'll usually post it down in the comments. If you anything that you buy, you go click there. You find the movies, all the stuff that I'm talking about. Anything you go buy on Amazon, when you're there, if you use that links, it just goes back to helping out the channel, and I really do appreciate it. You can join here at the Patreon below or on YouTube. That helps out the channel. Everything goes back into it. You get your name in lights when you do that here on every single video, behind the scenes, special members only videos, looks at my filmmaking, real talk, discussions, all kinds of good stuff. And we do it all here. Physical media news. We do 4K reviews. This is actually a light 4K review right here. Usually I get in way deep on them. We do lists, rankings, all that kind of stuff from a fan and filmmaker's perspective. If that is your kind of jam, then you have found the right place. But until next time, be kind, rewind like always. This is Chase with AV Pop Culture, and I'll see you real soon.